So, are we gathered? Looks like. So now something non-technical. Moving the needle, or what I learned at DuckDuckGo, or what I should have learned at DuckDuckGo, because whatever I tell you here, I'm not good at this. Yeah, I'm not good at this. I just know how it should be right, but I can't do it right. So I would just want to take you into the process I've learned at DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo, Gabriel Weinberg, I mentioned him yesterday, and he actually did 20 companies. It's history based on namesdatabase.com. I think everyone here has sometimes heard of this domain, namesdatabase.com. And he sold it and made lots of money of this. But actually he's an entrepreneur by job description. That means he made companies before, he made companies after this, and making companies and making processes for companies is his business. All of the stuff I talk here on his blog, there is like thousands of blog posts about this topic. And if you have a company or if you want to make a company, read all this. I can't tell, stress is good enough. So what is the product? I always struggle at this point in the talk, but a product is something that is made for people, that is made to produce money. Yeah? That is made to make a product, to get money, to satisfy the people, and to get some cash for ourselves. So it's like a movie. Yeah? We have the good ones, we have the bad ones. And there's this very interesting site, moviemistakes.com. Moviemistakes.com shows you the movies and their mistakes, like errors in the script or something. And if you see the list, you would see that actually all the top lists of the tops chart are all very famous movies. Movies which brought millions into the cash, or billions into the cash, I don't know. Very, very successful movies. And just to show some favorite mistakes, in Jurassic Park, yeah, the live video is actually recorded, because there's a scroll bar under there. In Star Wars, there is a stormtrooper bumping his head, yeah, those for example. But whatever, doesn't matter, Star Wars was a hit. So, what is now the relevant point is that those movies made so many mistakes, so many things went wrong in the movie. Like in Gladiator, there's someone with a clock, or in Gladiator, there's a car in the background. In Gladiator, you have a car. Yeah? But all those movies still get money. Because the point is that the movie, the actual movie itself, is just a small part of the complete thing that makes the movie famous, that makes the movie go around. There are the actors, the name of the actors, how famous they are. There is the marketing, there are product brands involved, do you use the right brands and stuff like that. This is all like making the product. The movie itself can have mistakes without that and it still get famous. And I try to visualize this. So let's imagine a company is like a pyramid. So you have the resources, which is 95% only the humans, the employee. Then those employees make a product, and this product brings customers. So, let's see how this pyramid is interpreted by different people. The salesman thinks, of course, that everything that counts is a customer, how we can get customers, yeah? What the fuck is the product, what the fuck are employees? He doesn't care. He just wants more customers. The boss always asks first, what does it cost? Yeah, of course, the most relevant part for him is, what costs all this stuff? We, the people who actually make the product, we the experts of the area, we of course say the product is the most relevant part. Sure, why not? The reality now will shock you a bit, because the reality is this. Because in the end, if you have the company running and the product is there, you have a product, you started your company, trust me, investing in the product is mostly the most bad part, because you need the stuff around. You need good employees, you need good customers, you need customers that get added, you need the so-called traction, you need people that make your product spread over the world and everything like that. This is very relevant. And if you see then what really moves your company, you will see that the investment in the product is mostly the most bad investment, because investing in, for example, a new marketing action, which is really successful, gives you tons of new customers without changing the product. the extreme example of this is DuckDuckGo. You see, this is our traffic. We have our traffic public, our search query traffic. This is cleaned up by bots. There are no bots in it. We are actually the only search engine who says that we clean up our data from bots. I don't know why others don't do it, probably income problems. And when you see this chart here, you will notice that, and this is like the time to DuckDuckGo, and when you see this here, yeah, you see that's a big boom. I mean, we talk about here from 400,000 to 1,400,000. And actually, what we did here is we did nothing. We did actually totally nothing. We did nothing that this happens. The only thing that happened is that Google changed their privacy policy. So, what I say often, sometimes you just need to do nothing. Yeah? So the point is, what we did at the beginning, creating the product of a privacy-aware search engine, was already relevant for this year. But nothing what we did in between was relevant there. We released here an open source platform for making own plugins. We have so many stuff that we released here. All these are very important events of us. But that doesn't move it. That doesn't move it. That Google changed the policy. That moved it. That moved it. So, the point is traction. What is traction is that your company goes on moving and gets customers and gets bigger without that you actually care about everything of this all the time. I talked with Gabriel about this, how I could visualize this a bit more. And we came to this idea that we can describe it like a carriage. So you can imagine that when you have like the carriage of your product and you want to get big, yeah, you need to push the carriage. And if you have a heavy product, yeah, you need to push it hard. And while you push it, you can't work on it. Yeah, if you push it, you get more customers. You push it, but you can't work on the product. If you work on the product, you must get back to your workstation, do something, and then bring it to the product. So the more far your product is, the more hard is it to add features to your product with actually gain for the company. Because it's like, for example, we in our company, in DuckDuckGo, have the problem. We add new features to DuckDuckGo, and then people come and say, oh, you have this feature I never knew after like 3 years, the feature in. Yeah, they have 3 years user, and after 3 years they say, oh, you have those banks. I never noticed this. Yeah, I mean, it's like one of the core features of DuckDuckGo, and it's like announced in this drop-down at the beginning, and they didn't notice it for 3 years. So it's really like that not everything you add to the product really makes the product. And forgetting this traction is the biggest failure, most of the time the failure of the startups. So most companies invest too much in the product development. Most companies say the product is important, so they invest all the time in the product, and they have the best product in the world, and no fucking customer, and then they get broke and nothing happens. Good example here is Coiler. Coiler is a search engine made from a guy who worked at Google. And he said, hey, I have an awesome idea. We make a completely different kind of visualization of the search results. And he made a really, really good thing that make like a more use of what specific sites are found and display them very properly and very differently depending on what the site is and what information you can get there. And this was really a good idea. But then he said, yeah, I also want my own index. So, sounds logical. So the investor said, hey, he comes from Google, he must be good, so we give him 10 million and let him build his index. After 2 years, the 10 million were gone, and there was no index, because he didn't make it happen in this time. So, so the point is here that the product itself, the visualization of the search results, they don't need an index. He could have taken, like DuckDuckGo does, from being RP, the search results, and just concentrate on the visualization, and bring out the visualization as product. And then he would get money while he works on the index. It's a totally different way, and it's a more efficient way. And this is like this priority and traction, that you really see that that you really care about getting more customers, getting more influence, getting more part of the world. This is very important. 50% of the work time of the company, minimum, must go into this. And Gabriel has always told me, yeah, tell it to the developers as 99%. Because when you tell a developer, you should invest 99% in this, he will invest like 50%. And it's really true. I mean, if you don't tell a developer, stop doing developing, do this, else he will not do this. And also another very big mistake is wrong valuing of traction method. Traction methods is like how we get those customers. Making Google ads, making special ads on Reddit, making ads on some other site, or making a marketing gag. Making, like, for example, we have made a QR code in the form of a duck. Yeah? Just by making this and telling this to people, the people have spread this like wild, and you get no new users on the site. Because they see, oh, this is a cool company, and so we have more customers. Yeah, this is like all the traction method. And many people are just biatched about what traction method they think are effective. And they think like just because they do it and it doesn't work, it's not their fault. But it is their fault for picking exactly this method for the traction. So it's very important that you really check into what is really bringing you value for your traction, for your company. So do what moves the needle. That means do what is really bringing your company forward. Don't think about the product, think about the company. Think about what brings the company forward. If it not moves the needle, don't do it. But write it down. In our ticket system at DuckDuckGo, we have, I think, 10,000 tasks. I don't know. So we never ever will make all tasks, but we have all tasks written down. And also a very important point is, which also we as software developer, we suck at this, leave capacity, yeah, for chances. We developers like to work 14 hours in a row. It's just fun for us to hack and all the stuff. And then next day, and go on with this when we have like a rush and stuff like that. But this takes away the chance to have, like, when in the middle of the night the boss is calling and say, hey, something is happening, look, we can now make some interesting traction move, we can make some interesting advertisement, you just need fast this thing. But when you have like 14 hours coded before, you don't care about this and say, go fuck yourself, I go sleeping now. So this is exactly the point where you should be caring about that. You should have resources, that you are able to react when you need to react. And I don't mean crash recovery, because crash recovery is not that important. Another point, what you should go to YouTube, search for golden circle. This time I said right. Go to golden circle, because this is actually the reason why Apple is so a giant. So, for this part, first questions, because then I have another part. What is business relevant for Perl? Yes?
Doesn't it sound a bit cynical to say, almost don't focus on the product at all?
Yeah, I mean, look, when I was like you, when I came to DuckDuckGo, yeah, and I was like saying, Gabriel, what the fuck are you talking? Your code is crap. This complete code is a disaster. The workflow is a disaster. Our deployment is a disaster.
Yeah, but that's not really a product, the code deployment or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not what the users care about.
Yeah. Exactly. No one cares about this. No one cares about this. Yeah, it's like no one sees the code, and even if you would see the code, you wouldn't care because you want the product. And this is such a, you stand there for the code and you see this disaster and you say, how this runs at all? I mean, he did deploy with module reload. Seriously, module reload. I mean, it's genius that he came to this method, because with this he has a zero downtime update. Seriously. Yeah? And yeah, but of course you can't do this in the modern world, so this is the first thing I changed. But as I said, this is like, when you look at what really makes a company, you are really surprised. And just to give the nice reference example, Booking.com. The numbers there are very impressive. Booking.com is a company which makes a software product. It's all about this side. So the main part of the product is software. The company has 3% software developers. The rest are other people who do other stuff. Yeah? So you see, This is the product.
Right.
Of course.
It's actually 3% IT.
Okay, okay. Even, so it's even less software developer, yeah. Okay, yeah, thanks a lot, Ben. Yes?
This sounds pretty scary because what you say is basically that good companies don't need good programmers.
No, because you can, the only part is, and this is what is very important for us, we should start using our power wise. You know, when a bad programmer does something, he needs 1 week, gets bad code, but it does work. When a good programmer does this, he takes 2 weeks, has awesome perfect code with tests and documentation, and it's fine. But what if this good guy makes in 1 day the same code, just dirty, /head, and it works? That's the point. That we must start being better as those people who don't care about testing and documentation and all the other stuff. We need to be more efficient. You just need to think about, okay, my boss wants this, how I can make this. Because you don't know if in like 2-3 months he throws away your stuff. Could be, because this feature doesn't work out. So you have made a perfect tested module, you have a perfect documentation, and you throw it all in the garbage, and you have wasted time for nothing.
But I'm scared that it's really short-sighted.
Yeah, it's like, do you want to make software, what you can do in your free time whenever you want, or are you working for a company, which you need to... That is the point. Of course, I would never tell anyone, please make such a module and put it on CPAN. I will kill you. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I mean, this is another area. This is like an area where the people want quality, and this is like part of it. We want to be there with the quality, and this is fine. But in the company, there is like only the daily business. This is making your income. This is making your family. This is making all of you have. And if you make this short-sighted seeing, you will get more money to have then money to invest for the long-term investment. I mean, only with this Bureau of Gabriel, he was able to hire people like me, who then start fixing the shit. Yeah? But he is making money while I am fixing the stuff. Yeah, I'm really just doing refactoring all the time and trying to make the stuff happen somehow, some way. But it's working, and that's an important part.
Isn't the rotation of employees a bit of a risk? Because you are, as an employee, start getting anxious about all the situation.
No, actually, I'm a technical contractor.
I'm not talking about especially you, but you know.
And generally, you as an employee, you just need to start thinking out of the box. You just need to start thinking out of your your job area and think about what is good for the company. And at this moment, you will start acting more deeply with the marketing. You act more deeply with your boss. Like when your boss says, "This takes too long." Yeah. The most developers get angry because they say like, this is the way how we should do it. Please boss, let me do it this. But this is wrong. When the boss says this takes too long, then he doesn't say don't do it. He say, please do it just faster. Yeah, and you can do it faster. You know that you can do it faster. You just don't want to do it faster. You know? So you really have to think about what is important for the company, because you're working for the company. Yeah? No one is caring about the quality of the code.
When I talk about this with my customers, I make them distinguish between services and products. I mean, I know you keep saying product, but DuckDuckGo is a service. And so what the coders are producing is not at all a product. Like like you said, when we upload something to CPAN, that's a product that other people walk away with, that code.
No, it's not a product. Of course, with the CPAN module, you can't make money. It's not a product.
No, product has nothing to do with making money or not. But there's producing something that someone can have and walk away with and never talk to you again. And then there's something that they have to come to you to use, like DuckDuckGo.
Yeah.
So the way you run a service is very much different than the way you would sell a product or give away a product.
I don't understand what you want to tell me.
It's the thing of ownership. Can I have this thing and take it away and never talk to you again? That's product. Or do I have to come back to you to use this? That's service.
Oh.
Okay. And what you're providing is a service.
Okay. Yeah, okay. In my definition, a service is also a group of products, okay?
Yeah, so there's a service and you don't care. If someone does a mechanical Turk and says...
No, you also don't care about the product, because the people...
No, hold on, let me talk. They say if they come to you in DuckDuckGo and they see your search term and there's literally 10,000 people in a conference room saying these should be the search results, or if there's a Perl program that figures it out, they don't care as long as they get the results in the time they want.
Exactly, and they're also
So like you're saying, the code doesn't matter at all because no one cares about it.
But there's also a lot on the devices I take with me, because there are tons of devices which have code on the device which I take with me, like iPhone and stuff like that, and there's also the same situation. So transferring this to only services is just like not bringing the point here.
Okay.
Yes?
And I assume that while you are talking about what customer cares about and what he doesn't care about, you distinguish between bad code and wrong code.
That must be, I didn't make
because
I mean, it's like
there is a spectrum. On one side of it is a bad code that does wrong things, not what was asked.
We don't talk about failures, of course.
Somewhere along the line, there is bad code that sort of works until someone notices some strange things.
Which doesn't matter, because this is like 1% of the company. It's just like seriously, we have lots of killer bugs, we have lots of problems, and we have even the situation of a crash situation, and this all doesn't matter. Seriously, it's like investing into, when you have the support of system administration, to make your thing 99% stable is like no problem. Yeah, 99% means like a day reaction time. Yeah, you can make it. Yeah, 99.5% means okay, you need someone on the phone directly. Yeah, but to get to 99.99999%, you need to invest so much money. Yeah,
the law of diminishing returns. Yeah? The law of diminishing returns.
Yeah, there is no return then. You get no extra bonus for the 99.99%. 99.5 and 99.999 produce exactly the same income.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like it doesn't matter. Yes.
So you're a contractor for refactoring all the time. So clearly
and making the open source
quality of the code matches to you at least.
Yeah, by making the code structure better, and this way what is relevant for the company, most relevant. For example, this module reload, for example. This module reload is one of those very evil cases, because, module reload really replaces the package thing completely.
But you do these refactors to bring value for something.
Exactly, to fix these parts which are really like risky to make big problems in the long run. Because, for example, module reload could make a problem very fast if there's one module which can't work with it. Then you see suddenly everything blowing up. So I try to take the parts which are really like the most risky. For example,
important code and not important code.
Yeah, also not in code. Yeah, for example, system administration is also part of my job there. That I have the guy who makes a chef setup. We make a chef setup to make deployment. Yeah. So and this is also still not there. It takes time. Yeah. And but this is also a very nice process. Yeah. Yes.
Isn't it very much like the worse is better?
Yeah, I mean it's like I said, when I came to DuckDuckGo, I was like, I don't want this, and still, as said at the beginning of the talk, I still don't get it. Yeah, I can say it, and all I say is definitely fucking true, but I don't believe it. it's still like it's like driving a train, and then. Just the last day I have made such a move by myself. Google Talk has changed, Google Talk will soon die. Google is dropping out the stuff, and people with XMPP servers, with XMPP account, they are crying now. So I made a post to Hacker News, and I said, we at DuckDuckGo have an XMPP server since 2 years. More I didn't say. Yeah? And we get 2,000 new users on the XMPP, we tripled our user online account on there, yeah? And it's like, sometimes you just need to do nothing, yeah? Sometimes Google just plays towards you, yeah? I mean, it's like, when you have such a moment, yeah, for yourself, and you see, it doesn't matter that I have added no feature in the XMPP server since 2 years. I just re-mentioned that it exists. And this was most relevant to the product.
Yes. What about your natural coder instincts?
Those are the problem.
You're looking at the code and you see one spot that is ugly as hell.
Yeah.
And you see 2 other places that aren't as ugly. They just smell a bit, and you know that fixing those 2 small errors produces some large added quality to your company's value.
Yeah.
But are you saying that, I understand that you're telling us to look at those two small fixes that provide great interest for the company.
If you provide interest for them, to do them, yes.
Is it really possible to go, to just scroll past this ugly piece of code and not fix it, not do anything about it?
Yeah, it's hard, but my trick, just to give you a good trick, we have a DuckDuckGo policy. Don't talk with Getty about stuff he is not caring about officially. Because when they show me stuff and say like, hey Getty, I have a problem here in this section, which you are not working on right now. In this moment I start working on this section because I see the shit there. So we have really a rule in DuckDuckGo to avoid this problem, that they really, I'm concentrating on specific parts which are like the central parts, and then I go outside more and more what is relevant.
This is really a way to go around the instinct. It's like, don't make me look at things because I work in a way that when I see it, I will fix it.
Yeah, exactly. This is why you must fight against your instinct. That's why I think this talk is very important for us developer, that we start thinking about what we are really doing and drop off our instincts a bit. Especially the guys who have studied, who had so many years, are pushed with all this perfect programming and all this stuff. Yeah. Think in the moment of the company what is relevant, what is really relevant. Because sometimes a guy who has no idea of developing, like Gabriel Weinberg, really, his code is bad, yeah? But it works, it makes a company. The investors are running us into our doors, yeah? He took investor runs for fun, yeah? It's like, it's making the big deal that it's just there, the product is there, yeah? It's very important that you just bring out the product and then get the money and then use the money to fix the product. It sounds stupid, but that works. Yeah, it's just I just can say that works. Yeah, I know it sounds ugly, and we don't want this.
So to make things totally clear about what you mean as a product, is like there is a Star Wars movie, and there is the whole Star Wars franchise, and Pokemon. There are movies, there are cartoons, and there are stickers, computer games, and all those things. So, in your words, the search engine makes a small part of the product as a whole, just like a Star Wars movie makes only a little part of the whole franchise and the whole craze about it.
I think we could discuss this now in both directions. You can see that you can say like the brand is not the product and the movie is the product, because the movie is what the people actually touch. The brand is not touched, you know.
It generates revenue.
No. I mean the people touch the movie. The people touch the small figures that you can buy. The people buy Star Wars iced coffee or whatever. I don't know. But never one touches the brand. The brand is virtual. It's part of all those products. But as said, this can be discussed, and this is more like philosophy. I think the most relevant part here is it relevant that you make money from it? This is like, I think, the big point.
Thinking in terms of what company cares about is thinking outside the box what the movie is and seeing besides it.
Yes, you must see more. Yeah?
What does sell?
Yeah, what does sell, exactly. So like making small Yoda figures and sell them. Yeah, this is like very relevant. Yeah, because this is like also making money, and it's also tighten up the brand. You get definitely more reflection, because everywhere, oh, there's a small Yoda, it's cute. You know, it's all making it. Oh, yeah, and I'm still not to the second part. Oh, I am now on what?
Yeah, you're like 10 minutes after the time.
Oh shit. Go ahead. Okay. So, I just want to bring over one very, very important point that I really, really, really want to bring over, and I brought it over at the German Perl workshop already. People, I want to explain to you that in the business efficiency way, in the Perl world, the general software development world, the people pick products and work with the products. And the people pick, for example, WordPress to make a product. Yeah? And they pick WordPress. They don't pick PHP. They pick WordPress. Because people pick something they can use. Yeah? And they don't care about the language. This is what most people do. The people who say like, do I do it in PHP, Perl, or Python now? Those are the people who already know all those three, else they wouldn't be able to decide this. No, most people go and pick specific products of the market, like for example, Web GUI or other stuff. Yeah, those are picked. And this means that the fucking version doesn't care. The fucking version of Perl doesn't care. We need to make more products because we suck at this. We have like the most awesome collection of web frameworks. We have the most awesome collection of object-oriented frameworks. We have so many frameworks and so many tools to manage our stuff. We have everything for our own CPAN and all the stuff. We have everything there. But seriously, there's not one block software that is really usable. Why? Why there is no block software that is really usable? Why I see like half of the Perl blocks running on PHP? Yeah? We need more products. We need more things that work with Perl and that uses Perl so that people make plugins with Perl and get interested in Perl. And this is relevant. And we miss, there's so much stuff we need to do. And we don't need to upgrade the version. That doesn't fix it. That doesn't fix it. We need more stuff in this direction which people can use, which people can install, use, and all the stuff. Also, we need more hosting possibilities. I would like to see more hosters, where you can host your Perl stuff, where you can run your Perl stuff instantly. And all the stuff that is missing. And those are the reasons why people are not using Perl. Nothing else. And no one who is seriously software developing stays in front of me and says, I don't use Perl because the version is old. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Everyone who says this is just stupid and has no idea of software development. Because you look at this stuff, and you look what you do, and you look what you can do with it. And that's why you need this ready-to-go stuff. This is what I want to say. Please, get it in your brain. Make stuff for Perl. Make more products. And make them open source that others can use it. And others can make companies and products with it.
Make more applications, less libraries.
Yes.
But you said that the product doesn't matter.
Huh?
You said that product doesn't matter.
What? Yeah.
No, because he's talking about an actual product.
That's what I mean. In this case, our business efficiency is in making apps. Because the product Perl, when you see the product Perl, is the language. But the language isn't sold. It is exactly that way as I said. We need this upper part, the customers, and those we get with apps. So it is still that way, because the product Perl is irrelevant. The stuff on top of it, this is relevant. And this is what we need to make bigger. More apps, more apps, more apps. Please, everyone, make an app. We have this awesome app namespace. Put something in there just for the sake of. It doesn't matter what it is. Just make an app. Please. And thanks.
Yep, it's a coffee break now.
Yay, so
And I need some